All right, I hope I am live and I hope you can hear me. Let me double check on here. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me. Let me check on my phone. All right, it's working. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Welcome everybody to today's training. This is a three-part training where I'm going to help you to walk from your idea all the way to launching your business this summer. So if you are joining live, say hi. Hey, Prill. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Eileen. Good to see you here, ladies. Thank you for coming live. All right, all right. Let's see. This is going to be, I don't know how long it's going to be, probably less than 30 minutes for sure. Because I want it to be lean, I want it to be simple, and I want it to be action oriented. I want you to be able to take action based on the things that we're going to talk about today. At any moment, you can ask me questions, post them, and I will cover your questions whenever you post them. Okay? So today is day one. Today we're going to be clarifying your business idea. If you are multi-passionate like I am, then today is really going to give you a lot of clarity because it's not easy when you're multi-passionate and you don't really know what you need to focus on. When you have so many ideas and you don't know which one's the good one, which one's the right one that you need to focus on, and you just don't do anything. You just freeze and you're overwhelmed with the possibilities, right? When you have a lot of choices, you get overwhelmed. And so today we're going to cover this problem. Tomorrow, join me live at the same time, and we're going to be validating your business idea. So today we're going to identify your business idea. Tomorrow, we're going to validate it to make sure that you can make money with that idea. And on Thursday, we are going to monetize your skills. So we are going to put together your offer that will allow you to make some money this summer with this new business idea. So whether you are in business already and you want to try a new idea, or you don't really have an idea yet, or maybe you have one but you're like not really sure, all these 3 days are going to be helping you. Okay, so are we ready to get started? Okay, let me look at my notes here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I want to make sure that I don't forget anything. So for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Linda Eno. I am a wife, a mom, former college professor. I left academia when? 10, 11? What? 11 years ago. 11 years ago, I left to focus full time on my online business. And based on what I'm going to talk about today, you will show that I'm also an example of the fact that you can have multiple ideas, but you cannot let that stop you. You can have multiple ideas, but the idea that you start with might not be the idea that you focus on 2 years, 3 years, even 10 years from the moment you get started with, right? And so I think that a lot of people get a little stuck because they believe the lie that you have to pick a business that is going to be like your legacy business, that is going to be the one that takes your family out of poverty, or the one that the one that you're going to die with, which is a lot of pressure, first of all, and two, it might not be the case. It might be a little bit of pivots that you have to do as you grow your business. And also because you grow, you change over time. Okay. So the thing that you start with might not be the thing that you do 10 years from now. Even the big brands that we see today, like Coca Cola or Pepsi or McDonald's, the way they started is not the way they are now. And so you have to be open to the idea of changing and evolving, because that's just part of the process. All brands change beyond just the logo. They change in their values, sometimes they change in their offering in different ways, in their even in their customer base, right? And so you have to be able to be open to these things, right? Hi, good to see you here today, Francis. And so that's the first thing that I wanted to to tell you is that you have to be open-minded when you're thinking about starting a business, because the choices that you're going to make are not going to define you as a person, and they're not going to define your business forever. It's okay to start with something, and it's okay to change. The most important thing is to get started with something. Okay. If we are overwhelmed with all the ideas and all the possibilities, then we don't do anything, and then nothing happens. But if we take the leap of at least starting with one idea, and if it doesn't work out, at least you'll know more than you did if you hadn't started at all. Okay. So the main idea is that you have to get started with something. Okay. So today we're going to look at the what. So what are we doing? What is the business idea? Tomorrow we're going to focus on the who are we serving, and if they really need that thing that you want to offer. And then on Thursday, we're going to look at the how. How do we make the money? Okay. We cannot go into the money before we cover the foundation of, okay, who are we serving, and what are we doing in the first place? Okay. So what is today? And then tomorrow is the who. The thing is that, going back to the idea of shifting, of making changes in your business, the way I started, officially I started my business in 2013, so 12 years ago. And the business that I started 12 years ago is not the business that I have today. It's not the business that I had 5 years ago. It's not the business that I had 7 years ago, or even 10 years ago. It shifted, it changed. My first sale was when I changed my model. So at first, when I started my business in 2013, I started a travel blog. I wanted to talk about travel, and I just wanted to write about travel. I wasn't really focused so much on about selling anything, because back then I didn't really know what to sell. And back then, blogs were really popping. Like, people were making a lot of money by putting blogs and putting ads on their blogs. So that was my strategy back then. It wasn't about digital products or anything like that. It was all about blogging and SEO. And I was fine with that. I was like, this is great. Let me just talk about travel, because that's what I love to do. And then I shifted my business to be more offer focused, right? So relying less on SEO and being more intentional about the offers that were mine, right? And so I shifted it into goal setting, because I'm really good at goal setting, planning, and all of that. And you'll see today I'm going to tell you about, okay, how do you figure out what you're really good at? And so then I turned it into, okay, let's be intentional. And it was all about goal setting. And that's how I started making money. It was with my goal setting business. But it's not the model that I have today, right? So it changed over time. And then it went into, from goal setting, it went into content marketing. And content marketing is more of the focus that I have now. Okay. And so, how do you figure out what is the best idea for you? How do you figure out what business to build, to focus on, to invest in, to, put all your efforts in? And so if you're familiar with this concept, is the hedgehog concept, okay? It's the three circles of what you're good at, what you like, and what people will pay you for, okay? And what I love about this concept is that it allows you to do some introspecting about the things that maybe you're taking for granted, but they're really your things, right? They're really your skills. They're really the things that you're good at, the things that you really like. And usually the things that we take for granted are the things that come easy to us, the things that are like, oh, I do that in my sleep. Like, the things that we don't really put a lot of value on, these are the exact things that will make us a lot of money. Ask me how I know. So let's start with the thing that you like, the things that you like. I want you to take a piece of paper and make a list of all the things that you like. So these could be your hobbies. These could be the things that you would do to pass time, the things that you do on Friday night after work, or if you had time to kill and you could do anything you wanted. What is that thing that you would do? Is it watching YouTube? Is it watching TV, certain shows, reading, gardening, all the things that you really, really love to do? And maybe you don't do enough because you don't have time, or maybe because you've been told to stop doing this because it's for kids or because it's for girls or because whatever the reason you've been told to stop doing this thing, but you really, really love doing that thing. Okay. And at this time, we're not trying to decide if it's going to make you money or not. Just list the things that you really, really, really like. Okay. Maybe it's fashion, maybe it's travel, maybe it's talking, whatever it is, write it down. The things that you love to do. The second thing that I want you to do is to make a list of the things that you're good at. Now, this is where we get into trouble because we only list the things that we have degrees on, or maybe the things that we do at our 9 to 5, right? And so you want to go beyond those things because these are, obviously you get paid for it because that's why you got hired to do. But there are other things that you're good at that maybe go beyond the scope of your job. So, sure, list the ones that you know for sure you're good at. Maybe it's numbers, accounting, maybe you're great at investigating, maybe you're great at speaking, maybe you're great at whatever it is, at taking care of kids, of gardening, the things that you are really good at. Those might not be the things that you like to do. These could be things that you're good at because it's your 9 to 5, but you really don't like doing it. Still write it down. If you're good at it, write it down. One tip that I always share when it comes to figuring out the things that you're good at, because sometimes, like I said, we underestimate the things that we're really good at. One, ask people around you, people who know you best. Ask them, what are the things that you think I'm good at, or that you know that I'm good at, like looking from the outside. And you'll be surprised by the things that your relatives and your friends tell about yourself. Like you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm good at this. I mean, I never really realized I was good at that. Right. And so getting that input from people who know you well is very, very important because it's very eye opening, actually, because it will allow you to, tap into certain things that you were not really aware of. So asking other people who know you best and also taking some personality tests like the Enneagram. That's my favorite because I feel like it really represents me really well. I'm an Enneagram 3. If you know your Enneagram number, let me know in the comments. I'm a typical 3. I'm a typical 3. But there are other tests that you can do, other personality tests like the Strength Finder, or what is the other one with the I think I'm an INSF or something like that. I don't know. I don't really like that one because I feel like it's a little abstract. But the Enneagram I really like. I really like. So make sure you do those tests so that they give you a good idea of what you're really good at, what your, where your strengths are, right? I think the Strength Finder is another good one to know. Okay, oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm really good at that. That makes sense. That's why I always do this. So that's why I always do that, right? So have a list, do an inventory of the things that you are really, really, really good at. In the original concept of the hedgehog, it says, for the things that you like, it says the things that you're passionate about. I personally wouldn't say that you have to be passionate about it, to be honest. Theoretically, that's what the concept says, but from experience, you don't have to be passionate about it to have a profitable business that you enjoy. Okay. It could be, you have to like it. Okay. You have to like it. If it's something that you don't really like, you're not going to feel motivated every day to work on your business. Okay. So it has to be something that you like. It doesn't have to be like your life calling or anything like that. So again, less pressure on you, but it has to be something that you really enjoy. Same thing for the thing that you're good at. The concept theoretically says something where you beat the competition, like you're the best at it. Personally, I don't think you have to be the best at it to have a good business. Okay. I don't think Coke is the best soda, but I mean, according to Pepsi, they're not, right? But they're still, right? They're still up there. So same thing for your business. It doesn't have to be, don't put such pressure on yourself where you feel like you have to be the best or you have to be the best accountant or you have to be the, no, you don't. You just have to be really good at it, okay? Krill is saying in 2022, I was 5 with 6 and 4 wing. Is the 5 the 6 is like the helper, right? The person who really likes to help other people. Let me know. Okay, you're a 5. Great. Great, great. Good to know. Thank you. If anybody else knows their Enneagram number, let me know. I really like the Enneagram. I think that is pretty cool. But yeah, so you have the thing that you like, the thing that you're good at, and then third is the thing that people will pay you money for. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on that third circle. So don't worry about it that much today. Today, we're focusing on the things that we can control, the things that we like, and the thing that we're good at. Tomorrow, we'll look at the thing that people will validate, people are willing to pay for. And that's where we'll need proof. Because we can say, you know what, I'm good at this, and I'm good at that, and I like this. Oh, so for sure, I'm going to start a business about that. No, you don't know what the market says. You don't know if people want this. You don't know if people are willing to pay good money for these things, right? And so that's why we need to validate your business idea. That's what we're doing tomorrow. But today, just looking at the thing that you like, that you're good at, you can already make decisions. You can already find overlaps. Okay, so find the overlap between the thing that you like and the thing that you're good at. And again, it doesn't have to be like you're the best in the world at this, or this is like your life calling or anything like that, but it has to be something that you're good at. So here's why it's important to have the overlap in between these three circles. If you're finding something that you like but you're not really good at, even if people will pay you money for. So for example, um, I like baking. Okay, I personally don't, but let's say I like cooking or baking, but you're not good at it. People will buy good money for cakes, but they will buy your cakes once and not come back because you're not good at it. You don't make good cakes. You might like it as till the moon and back. It could be your passion. Baking could be a passion of yours, but if you're not good at it, it's not going to be a profitable business. Okay. What if you're good at it, but you don't like it, even if people will pay you for it? Okay. Let's just assume that the money is there. You're good at it. You really have the information, you're great at it, but it sucks your energy. And you're like, man, I don't want to wake up today to talk about this. You're not going to sustain that business because it's just draining. It's not interesting to you. Okay. And I have a perfect example for that in my own situation. So I wrote a book on going to college debt free, like going to college without student loans and all that, because my brothers and I did that. So I got my bachelor's, my master's, and my PhD with no student loans. And my husband pushed me into writing a book about it because I was like, why would I write a book about it? Everybody knows that. I mean, I was an international student. I didn't think that I would know more than an American born here. I mean, I came in from somewhere else. And he was like, no, people need to know about this and how you did it and all that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't really interested in it. Okay. But I have the information. And people pay good money for that information, right? To go to college debt free, that's big kaching money, right? And so, yes, I wrote the book and then I was like, okay, I did it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm not passionate about it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm kind of indifferent with the subject. Like I know about it and I've done conferences about it and I've spoken about it. I've gone to radio shows about it. And because I know the information, but it's not like, oh, this is going to be my calling or this is going to be my lifelong business. I can make good money with it. And so the solution in here, because there's solution in both scenarios, like even in the scenario where you're not good at it, is that the solution for me, for example, is because I want to help people with that because I know that it's a big problem. It's a big problem going to school debt free because I mean student loans is it's a huge problem. And the fact that I have a solution, it doesn't sit right with me to just be quiet about it just because I don't like talking about it, just because I'm not super passionate about it, right? And so for me, my solution is okay, I can create a course about it. Just like I wrote a book about it, people can buy it on Amazon, and that's it. I can create a course about it. People can buy the course, get the solution, and go on with their life. Get the solution, but it doesn't have to be me doing one-on-one consulting with students or anything like that, because that would just drain me, right? So there are solutions, even if you don't have the right overlap between the good and like, you can still find solutions. In the case of you liking it but not being good at it, well, guess what? You like baking, maybe you like the idea of having a coffee shop and or paste or pastry shop or things like that, but you're not good at it. Hire somebody who's good at it. You can share recipes, share ideas, and all of that, and they're the ones who are going to put together the right recipes and right. So there are some ways you can find solutions, even if the overlap is not the best. Okay. Eileen is saying, let me put it up here. Oops, here we go. I have a culinary degree and found how draining it could be when making food for others. And now I've pivoted away from the cooking. Exactly. Just because you're good at it, just because you have the expertise, doesn't mean that this should be your business. Okay. Your business could be about anything. It could be about training dogs, even if you have a PhD in nuclear science. It could be your business could be about anything that you want. Remember, it has to have the like element. It's not just about the thing that you're good at, but the thing that you enjoy doing as well. It's your business. It could be about anything. All right. The like element is it's so important because you have to like doing it because running a business is not, I'm not going to say that it's hard, but it's challenging. Okay. And so you need to have that self motivation every day to work on the business. And if it's on something that is draining you, why would you voluntarily invest in building something that is draining you? Right. If it's a 9 to 5, okay, I understand. Right. You can't like everything about your 9 to 5 and it's good money and all that. But voluntarily wanting to build a business that is draining you, that you don't really enjoy, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Okay. So find something that you like and something that you are good at. Okay. You need to have that overlap. Now, here's the thing, if you're looking at a hobby, something that you're doing, tomorrow we're going to look at the money side. Because if it just stays at a hobby level and it's something that you like and it doesn't transfer into money, then it stays a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's going to stay a hobby, right? Not all hobbies need to be monetized. You don't have to make money out of your gardening or out of your knitting or out of your babysitting skills or whatever skills you have. Not every hobby has to be monetized. However, I would say all hobbies could be monetized because people buy all kinds of things. And that's the beauty of, I guess, this word is that there are needs for everything because they're all different kinds of people. And at the end of the day, a business is a solution to a problem. It could be a small problem, it could be a big problem like cancer, a disease. It could be a small problem like, I don't know, knowing how to make a baby sleep through the night at, their first month. That could be a small problem for some people. It could be a big problem for other people. Okay. So it depends on who you're helping. And so just to say that as long as you have the solution to the problem, you're in business. You can, as long as you can find somebody to pay you good money for it, to have the solution, you're in business. Okay. So just like student loans, for example, that's considered a big problem. Okay. Because I think that the average college student graduates with what, maybe $50,000 or $60,000. I don't remember. But I graduated with the zero. And so it becomes a big problem because then it impacts the ability of getting a car. It impacts the ability of getting um, a house or the ability to keep as much money as you can from your 9 to 5, or all of these things. It has repercussions on a lot of different things, and you're paying until you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, or till you die, basically. And so it's a big problem. Okay. And so don't underestimate the problem just because it's easy to you. For me, going to college debt free, it's easy because I did it. So it's like, yeah, who would want to know that? You have something that you know that is easy to you, but it's hard for other people. And that's the key. For your business, it has to be something easy to you and hard for other people. If it's hard for you, then how are you going to help them? right? It has to be something easy to you that you're like, oh, piece of cake. I can show you that. I can show you how to do that in like 2 seconds, or in 30 days, or whatever, however long it takes you. But it's something that comes easy to you. If you're a good planner, oh yeah, I can show you what's important in planning your wedding. Sure, right? But for a lot of people, planning a wedding is, it's a lot of work, and that's why you hire planning wedding planners and all of that, right? So the thing that comes easy to you that you're more than likely underestimating and is just right under your nose, and you don't know because maybe you need somebody else to tell you this. I want this. Show me how to do that. And that's the reason why I started my content marketing business, is because somebody told me, how do you do that? Because go back to when I was telling you that the way I got my first sale was with goal setting. So I was in a mastermind group and I was planning my content. I had my big whiteboard from Walmart and I planned my content of what I was going to post to promote my goal setting program and blah blah blah. And so I showed it to the ladies. Like we were having like weekly accountability days, and I showed them, okay, this is the plan that I have for, okay, what I'm going to plan, what I'm going to post on Facebook for the next. I don't know if I had probably 30 days in there, and they were like, wait a minute, how do you do that? How do you plan this? We want to learn this. And I was like, say no more. And that's how I shifted my business from goal setting, which I was good at and I enjoy doing, to content marketing, because I was good at and enjoy doing. But I would have never made that transition myself, because until I was told, we want that. And that was the validation from the market telling me, yes, this is something that I like, this is something that you're good at, and we want to pay for this. Okay. So maybe your thing is something that other people have been telling you, oh, could you help me with this? Could you help me with that? Or ask Francis for this, or ask Priel for this. She knows about this. She's good at this. Make sure that it's something that you like doing, of course, but pay attention to what people say about you, what people think you're good at. Okay, that's validation. Okay, now the element of money, because just because you're good at and people want that from you, they have to be willing to pay for it. Okay, and so that's what we're going to cover tomorrow. Okay, yeah, so tomorrow we're doing that, the who, and on Thursday we're going to do the how we're going to put together your offer so that you can start making money with your new business idea. So if you have any questions for me about that, about narrowing it down from multiple ideas or no ideas at all to now identifying that one idea that is going to be able to build that business, let me know in the comments. Let me know. That way I can give you some tips as well. And also, in case you don't know, the Freedom Business Academy membership is my program. That's my main program where I help Black women actually go through that process. So some women are at the early stages of clarifying their ideas, others are in more advanced stages. And the membership is open to all, because depending on at what stage you're at, you're going to work on something very specific. So I'm actually modifying a few things inside of the membership to help the ladies go through a specific personalized path. That way everybody has their own path and it's not cookie cutter where everybody has to do the same thing. And so if you want more help, more personalized help with your business, from starting to maybe launching a new offer, or maybe it's putting together your content plan, join us. Join us. I'm going to be closing the doors to the membership on June 8th. And I also have some bonuses available. Some of them have been available for since the beginning, but I've also added a special bonus that will expire on June 1st, so this Sunday, and that's a one-on-one coaching session with me, as well as me planning your content. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to be mapping out your own content calendar for what you need to post on social media, whether you want to do YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever platform you want to choose. I'm going to be doing that for you. And that's a bonus that I have added and that will expire this Sunday. Okay. Content marketing is my jam. I would have never known, I would have never thought that I would be building a business on. To me, content marketing is like putting together a puzzle. I love it. It's fun. I have calendars everywhere on my desk because I love to do it, right? It's just, to me, it's like, it's fun. It's like filling boxes. So, what is that fun thing to you that is hard for other people and people will pay you for that? Okay. I want you to find that thing. And if you found it, I'm really excited for you. And if you need help to put together now the best offer for you. And we want an offer that is not just an offer to make money, because you can make money in different ways. You want an offer that lights you up. Okay. I could make money with one-on-ones, memberships, group programs, retreats. I've done all of those. But there are a few, and I'll tell you more about those on Thursday. There are a few that really light me up. And there's one specifically that I thought I had to do, and I didn't like it at all. And so it really slowed my business growth, the growth of my business, because I thought I had to do, oh, I can tell you already. I thought I had to do one-on-ones. I thought I had to do one-on-ones like for 3 months, one-on-ones, because those were super, super popular back then. And I didn't like them. But I thought that was the way to do it. But you get to build a business that fits your likes, that fits your style, that fits your lifestyle. If you don't want to talk to people, don't talk to people. You can build a business where you don't have to talk to people, where you have to do everything through email or voice messages that you send to your clients. Why not? Okay. So ideally, that's what you want. Ultimately, again, you decide to start a business. Why would you start a business on something that you don't like? That doesn't make any kind of sense. Okay. Eileen is saying, how do you narrow down what you want to do if you find more than one that overlaps? Oh, okay. You know what I would do? I would test one. I would go with the low hanging fruit, the one that would be easiest to you. Give me your examples. What are the two choices for you? Because I actually didn't even tell you that, but there are a lot of things that I like, right? And so I struggle with the idea of, okay, how do we narrow it down? I like to travel. I like to talk about travel. I like to talk about sports. I love sports. I love kids. I love to talk about motherhood. I love to talk about marriage, relationship. I love to talk about business. I love to talk about women empowerment. I love to talk about planning stuff, right? So that's already 6 things that I like to talk about, it I could talk about, and I think I would be pretty good at. Oh, even the college planning. Okay, that's one more thing. More, right? There's even more, right? And so, like I said earlier, I started with one thing. So I started with um, travel blogging, and then I shifted into goal setting, aka planning. Really good at it, enjoy doing it. And then I moved into content marketing. If I didn't like marketing, I wouldn't want to go into it. My education background is in marketing. I went to business school. And so I love marketing, right? And also, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I was like, okay, I can combine my like planning and my liking of marketing, and I'm good at these. Yeah, of course. Why not? Right? And so even now, what I did back in 2018 with content marketing is even a little slightly different from what I'm doing now, because now I'm doing it specifically for in the context of Black women wanting to travel more or move abroad. So that travel element I just now added for the past 2 years or year or so, right? And so, like I said, it's shifting a little bit, and that's okay because things evolve, right? And so Aline is saying, so it's okay to start with one and then shift into another because there are going to be those changes. I have nutrition consulting and travel nutrition consulting and travel planning. Great. Now here's the thing. Can you find, and that we're going to look at that tomorrow, in the marketplace, out there online, are they people who are doing both? So looking at the nutritional aspects of travel. Okay. So maybe that could be, and I'm just giving you ideas, just brainstorming, doesn't mean that it has to be that. Maybe it's finding the right food when you travel. That could be one thing. It could be like, so for somebody who's planning trips, like for example, like the thing that I started doing back then was helping moms travel with kids because I was really good at planning and packing for my kids to like I would travel. It would be me, my husband, and our two toddlers, and me and my toddlers. I would pack one carry-on for three of us, and I was great at it. I'm still great at it, but that was like, oh, I can teach people how to do that. So that was my thing, combining planning and travel specifically for packing. I love to pack, right? So you could find, if you want to, you could find, okay, how do you help people pack for their foods to travel? How do they plan for what they're going to eat on the plane? Because some people have to bring their own food, for example. I like to bring my own food. And how to plan in advance for the destination they're going to. What do they have to check? If, for example, they're gluten intolerant, but they're going to Italy, for example, and pasta is everywhere, right? So how do you plan for that, for nutrition? That could be one thing. Another thing could be nutrition and travel planning. How to, like, for example, if you're helping people who are on a strict diet for weight loss or something like that, and people who are really interested in going to hotels that have gyms and being able to stay with their eating and diet regimen or things like that, and they want to pack the protein powders, so it's a totally different segment or niche, but it's still combining nutrition and travel. So you could go any direction that you want, but it's really about, okay, who you're going to help. And we're going to cover that tomorrow. Who exactly are you helping? And that will give you more clarity on, okay, I have these ideas. It's going to be into nutrition and travel, but for who exactly? All right. Is it going to be for new moms? Is it going to be for gym buffs who travel a lot, but they're really into gym and staying into their, diet and all of that? Or is it going to be about people who have a lot of allergies, but they still want to travel a lot? Could be different things. Okay. I hope that helps. Oh, I didn't think to combine them. Yes, absolutely. You can combine them if you want to, or you can start with one, and it will now depend on, um, for example, nutrition. Let's say your nutritional coach, like maybe weight loss or something like that, but specifically for people who travel a lot, people who are like consultants who leave the house on Monday and come back on Friday. They're always on the road every single week. How can they keep up with their diet and nutrition? So you can give them some workout plans, you can give them some nutrition plans, things that they can bring with them, things that they can try to find or order once they go to their destination, things that they can probably eat from the hotel, or things that you would recommend them not to eat from the hotel, or things like that. So you can adapt it any way you want, depending on who you want to work with. Okay, I hope that helps. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. You can post them, and I even come back and answer to those questions even after the live. All right. So today was day one, clarifying your business idea. If you have no ideas, or if you have so many ideas and you don't know how to narrow it down, focus on the easiest thing. You don't want the first barrier to be so high that you don't get started. What is the easiest thing that you can do right now based on what you like, based on what you're good at? So you don't have to go and get better at it. You don't have to go and get a degree on it. You don't have to get a certification on it. You don't have to go and no, something that you're already good at. You're already helping people maybe for free or talking about it here and there. Like it's not maybe official, but you know your thing, right? You know your stuff, and people have been telling you about it. Like it's second nature for you, right? Things that you love to do and deciding, okay, maybe not this one, but okay, let's do this one. And then finding that overlap. Okay? All right. So those of you who want to join in the membership already, the link is going to be, let me put it right here. You can join at any time. Between now and Sunday, you will get that one-on-one coaching session as well as your personalized content plan, which I love to do, right? And if you join between the 2nd and the 8th, you won't get those, but you can still join us. After the 8th, you can join us because I'm going to close the door for a few months. Okay, I want to focus on the membership with my students in the membership for the next few months. And I might open the doors again, maybe September or end of the year. I don't know yet. Okay. All right. So any questions that you might have for me, let me know. I will answer those questions. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much for those of you who joined live. Those of you on the replay as well, I appreciate you taking the time to come and chat with me. All right. I will see you mañana. All right. Bye.